children, it is I, your obedient servant, Sebastian St. Seraphine Small, speaking, excited to get started with Barbara Stanwyck TV and Resident Evil Village Blind, kind of. Part 3, though Part 2 is the last episode. Let's get started. Hi, Festus. The suspense is killing me.
Maya knows how quality care can bring out a smile. Good thing Aspen Dental offers affordable, complete care all in one place, with 20% off treatment plans for everyone.
Here's an expanded, celebratory intro to kick things off in the spirit of Barbara Stanwyck, with a touch of witchy wisdom and AI Philomena Cunk style humour. This version gives you a moment to enjoy the journey so far, with a bit of Stanwyck style resilience and Philomena Cunk's unique, almost profound musings. An evening with the Barbara Stanwyck Witch Oracle, as interpreted by AI Philomena Cunk. Welcome, intrepid seekers of truth, courage, and a bit of good old-fashioned spellcraft. Tonight, we gather around the metaphorical cauldron for a little bit of everything. Humour, horror, and a sprinkle of witch wisdom, courtesy of the Barbara Stanwyck Witch Oracle. You know, Barbara herself could cut down a villain with a single look while pouring herself a drink and making it all look effortless. It's as if she's saying, sure, life's got monsters, some with fangs, others with paperwork, but darling, you just keep going. As any proper oracle will tell you, getting everything in place is practically half the magic. Whether it's finding the bolt cutters to unlock the next stage in Resident Evil Village, or hunting down the right metaphorical ingredient for the cauldron, it's all about showing up, even if you're as lost as a ghost in a haunted forest. Some of the best advice Stanwyck would probably give is that life is a bit of a horror show, and if you're not careful, you'll end up the damsel in distress instead of the one wielding the spellbook, in the pursuit of truth, justice, and a good laugh. And this journey? It's not just about discovering big bad monsters or unlocking every spooky corner of the village. No. It's also about unlocking the little moments, whether it's a jump scare, a hearty laugh, or the uncanny ability to summon exactly the right insult for exactly the wrong monster. As Barbara Stanwyck would probably say, or at least in our oracle-fueled imaginations, life will throw you into the snow, lock you in a shack, and surround you with shadows. Your job? Look fabulous doing it and make every shadow think twice. Now, AI Philomena Cunk might interrupt here with a bit of her classic insight and remind us that sometimes a locked door is just a locked door. It's like the universe saying, listen, not every mystery needs solving. Some are just there to annoy you. And let's face it, sometimes we all feel like we're waiting for the universe to hand over a key we know is just lying around somewhere in the village, probably under the mat marked, beware. So tonight, as we tune into our own little Halloween oracle, let's toast to the journey itself, into every locked door, every chaotic twist, and every Stanwyck-worthy glare that gets us through the tough bits. It's practically a rite of passage. And if the Barbara Stanwyck Witch Oracle teaches us anything, it's that sometimes you don't need to slay the dragon. You just need to get through the night with a laugh, a smirk, and maybe a really strong cocktail.
Thank you, thank you. Begin by simply listening. Slow down. See just how peaceful today can be. Greetings, children. Thanks you so much for being here. Hope you have a great time. I am your obedient servant, your host, Sebastian St. Seraphine. Spooky Smalls, Sleuth Smalls, Street Fighter Smalls, Sidewinder Smalls, Sidekick Smalls. Did I say psychic? Scholastic Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. Vincent twice. You can always call me Bennett. Like I said, Barbara Stanwyck TV. Maybe a lazier episode than trying to spend over an hour getting set up for the perfect stream that just self-destructs twice. Maybe this stream won't self-destruct. Cross your fingers. Knock on computers. Again, thanks for swinging by. Hope you have a great time. Appreciate all your support on the screen and off. And stick around. Get you guys on the flip side. Over here. But episode 11. No. We need to see how this madness began. Oh, the playlist starts on episode 18. So I guess we're being forced to have some kind of random shuffle element, which, it's very consistent with the Zen theater ethos. But if possible, we should start with the pilot. Yes. But I'll put it on shuffle so we don't have to stress later about going chronologically, since it's, there's no continuing storyline anyway, so we'll be okay. Shuffle is on. Loop is... just in case we need to loop all 67 episodes or something. Here, you never know about that sort of thing.
Hong Kong, Britain's crown colony off the coast of South China, and Macau, the Portuguese colony, 3 hours south by ferry, are the settings of the story we present tonight, Little Joe, by Albert White. I play the role of a legendary adventuress based on a real-life character famous through the Far East, from Kobe to Karachi, from Tokyo to Tonga, who knows everyone from Rajas to remittance men, deals in anything from emeralds to elephants, and gambles with everything except her American passport. We call her Josephine Little, better known as Little Joe. Anna May Wong plays Ah Sing, Little Joe's faithful Chinese ama, in this first of a group of stories of Southeast Asia and of the Americans, ugly and otherwise, who roam its fascinating Bible. In 1 minute, Hong Kong and Little Joe.
Okay, so I figured out part of the reason I was sucking so much at volume mixing, which might be ironic if I'm sucking right now. But I was like messing with the volume at the very bottom of a YouTube or something, like the to get it precisely right at the very far left. But it's like if you adjust the volume of the whole browser down to that level, then it's like the YouTube volume becomes like fine tuning and not like trying to use the scanning level of a microscope to find a cell or something. I'm just scared to get started because I know where this is going. But I can procrastinate no further. Except for Festus. Walter Cat, you are my Walter Cat. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feel. Okay, Festus, our sentiment is spoiling the creepy mood here. Let's crank up the volume on Resident Evil. Ugh. Okay. Now let's see if this even works. Oh, great. No, you are not full screen. First technical problem of the day. Crud. Shoot. Crud. So if there's a yellow line at the top, I can't make it a window. And I just can't make it a window. And you can't see the stuff. I had it working right. The thing just automatically full screened itself. This is a travesty. Oh my gosh, this game is cursed, I swear to you. And I was bragging about like not meeting a scary monster, but like I was like screaming at the top of my lungs yesterday. So maybe it's yet another silver lining for the episode being spontaneous YouTube combustion over there. Oh.
Hey, wait a minute. What's the matter with us? It is the day of the pig.
Now, what is the day of the pig?
The pig
I think it was partly volume related. Like if I have the browser at max volume, that's a pretty clear recording. You don't want to do that. You're lucky to get away with muting it or something. You've got to find a balance.
you remember my first mate.
Let's see.
Problems have been solved. Once you get back and everything's underway.
What are the problems that's been solved?
Nothing important.
How do I make something? Alt-Enter isn't doing it. So what else do I need to do here? Yeah, let's open it. Oh no, what did I do? Press this. Okay.
You remember the Egyptian belly dance in the place where I was?
Can you guys really not see it? You can't. Well, okay, at least you can see it. Now you can. I can. Okay, so this is my game. I'm in it. I go to options or something. So in options, I should be able to do maybe, except I don't want to mess with the game settings in the game. I want to stream it to a window, not to a stupid. I will not admit defeat on this game. I'm not only gonna make it. Wait a minute. I guess if you can see. Hang on. Oh, when all else fails, fresh tactics, baby. I did not solve the full screen issue, but I did a workaround. So we're good. Okay. And I should probably keep an eye on my stream status too, so I know what's going on over here. It says I'm still online 13 minutes without starting the game. Oh, but it says you can see Barbara Stanwyck and not what we're watching. Oh, that's an old thing though, right? I saw like a ghost image from long ago, minutes earlier in the stream, literally minutes. Casual. Do not start this game on anything but casual. Although it does have checkpoints, but.
Long ago, a young girl went with her mother to pick berries for her father, who was hard at work. But the forest greeted them with a dark, cold silence, the bushes empty. Yet determined to find the berries, the rascal broke free from Mother's grasp and vanished into the trees. Mother's worried cries faded fast as the girl ran on, over vine and under branch, and into the forest deep. Feeling strange eyes upon her, the girl recalled Mother's scary bedtime tales, and her throat became bone dry. Then the Bat Lord appeared. He greeted her warmly and bit his own wing. Come, child, quench your thirst, he said.
Oh, discretion advised for this one. Horror, terror. This one, discretion advised for this one. Also, discretion advised for Barbara Stanwyck.
A dark weaver appeared, and with a click of his fingers, crafted mist into a beautiful dress. Come, child, warm yourself, he coaxed. So she clothed herself and smiled with joy. Across waters deep and ominous she went.
It's like you're not trying to get anywhere. It's like you're constantly trying to slowly get across me to where? Why not just, like, right here? Right here. It works. But now you're facing away. Oh, I see the problem.
Eat your fill. So the girl ate and smiled with joy once more. Continuing on, she soon entered the forest's dark heart.
Okay. You can have your nook. You're just disappointed that you can't sabotage it now.
The creature said nothing as the girl approached and snatched what she thought was another gift. The horse grew angry and summoned.
Do you need to stand there to do that? You're in the way of my subtitles.
Heart as the wild wind rose on the breast. Suddenly, a witch appeared, dark yet regal.
It's like I'm trying to watch Barbara Stanwyck and Resident Evil, and all I can really watch is the cat. Like, thanks, Festus. Attention whore.
So warm and tense. In a blink, the was trapped inside.
If you just stay chill there and you don't, like, start updating my software mid-game or something, this could be an epic long-term stream here. I mean, we're not going to run out of Barbara Stanwyck. By my estimation, for who can do the mental math? 60 divided by 3, so 20. 60 divided by 3. 20 hours of content ahead. 20-hour marathon, so we'll be done 1 o'clock minus 11, 10. We'll be done at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. If we do a non-stop marathon here. Oh my gosh.
I'll finish dinner.
Don't touch the baby. You've got the brain mold. Relate to your greatness and not to your weakness. That's the way with everybody. Everybody has... Like with teachers, you should learn the good stuff and, you know, look the other way when they make a faux pas or something. Ugh. Okay, so I've got this grublet, and the first time I was like, oh my gosh, I was expecting a shack, but it's like a baby put-down simulator or whatever. And...
My taste in music's definitely improved over the years.
Oh, yeah. Oh, brain mold is responsible for their musical choices. I was calling this suburban hell. Such a lifelike model, not uncanny valley at all.
That book's too scary for you.
This book's too scary for the baby. Like, look who's talking.
Almost there, honey.
Firstly, I can't stand Iowa. I'm sorry for the remarks about the Americans.
Okay, the baby put-down simulator is kind of good practice for just waiting in a room full of interesting distractions that has no bolt cutters in it or keys. I guess if the only thing in any room was the key and bolt cutter, then it would be too easy to find it because it would just be a process of going to each room and looking at the icons you can interact with. But if you want to find keys in a bolt cutter, you have to like examine everything, including lots of empty drawers. It's like hidden picture, but they don't show you the picture. You gotta go place to place and get pictures, including all the irrelevant ones.
That smells good. What's that?
Oh, hands on the counter.
Thank you for receiving
It's
me.
chula verde. It's a local recipe.
Wow, you've gone full native, haven't you?
Local wine, too. But if you're gonna keep sulking all evening, maybe you shouldn't have any.
His heart tells him all he has.
You really have to stop worrying.
It's just finding you in Louisiana, the pregnancy, Chris moving us here, military training, it all happened so fast, you know?
Well, at least we're
And
all
what did you
together.
find their interest this morning?
You
The
need
shipping news
papers.
reports an interesting occurrence in the
Now?
Gulf of Tonkin.
Everything's gonna
Seriously?
Ship captain
Think
named
we
Steve
can just
Connors
forget
was
about what
arrested by the
happened in
Reds at
Louisiana?
Haiphong.
It happened
An
so
American
long
ship
ago.
captain.
I
feel it might
don't
be
understand why you are so...
To help an enemy join his ancestors is easily arranged.
What?
To rescue an American from the Cunningham is very difficult. And very difficult.
How?
She would have reacted faster, but she had the late brain mold. Darn it, lady.
10,000
Get down. And she just did.
rotten jail.
She should have known to get down herself. Like, she knows someone who knows Chris Redfield.
Well, his company are the underwriters. He's not very
So who is this guy?
Oh, no, I can't.
Sorry.
But in an affair of
Sorry, Ethan.
And the murder of that heart.
in that case, why trouble yourself?
Why?
As you say, let him rot. Although it is doubtful he will be afforded such a luxury.
What do you mean?
The prison in Haiphong is celebrated for the size and appetite of its rats.
Brad!
Go move!
All right.
She seems sweet, but once you get the brain mold,
Not let you put your life in
clear.
danger.
Rose?
Excuse my
What the hell you doing with my
I'll
dog?
have the 10,000 for you by...
sir. And I do.
Take him away.
I said get your hands off him!
Ethan, no.
There is a big secret being hidden from drivers, so check this out before the video gets taken down. If you're paying any of these companies for insurance, you are being taken advantage of. My sister works for D&D, and she should be confidential website. If you're paying a lot of money for...
Hey, Doc.
By Jove, I think we've got it again.
is that a vague preference of Apple over Android?
When I need you, you have come to work.
No
How's the dog?
play, poker.
She'll see us next week.
Gentlemen, meet little Joe. Hey, this is a pleasure.
Hey, now.
Hmm.
Think positively.
You don't
all right?
object to an American?
We talked about this.
I know. We hardly talk about anything else. I keep telling you, it's not
You're
those
a
that
deal.
I'm worried about.
Well, then what are you worried about? Look, she's gonna be fine. I just know it. What else matters?
We matter, Ethan! You matter! You just...
Me? What are you talking about? Is there something you're not telling me? Come on, talk to me. Damn it. I have to take this.
Resident Evil relationships are hard. They're not easy. They're hard. Oh, God.
I'll bet 1,000.
Your 1,000 and 1,000. My cigarette frosting, please.
Shouldn't they have killed the baby and have you go rescue the wife instead of killing the wife? To go rescue some baby with no personality? I mean, just to motivate the players. I mean, it's his baby. It's not my baby. But at least it's a lady character who just got her head blown off. That's why discretion is advised, people.
What are you talking about?
I like how he keeps his wedding ring on the whole game. So even when you're like, ah! You can see the wedding ring.
And I'm due at Taylor Trung's in the morning. Come on, Sing. Food for the nightingale. Get a cab. Hurry.
When they repeat the same message like constantly like that, it kind of has thematic meaning. But what is this experience saying about matrimony?
Now get out.
Perhaps it's all an extended metaphor.
Little Joe, you know what this means.
All right, I admit it. I did cheat, but it was worth it.
What? What?
Bring your snowshoe tennis rackets.
What?
The wife of the boy you just paid off. He's my son-in-law.
Son-in-law? Well, you're not even married.
Little marks in the snow are hugely helpful for like just not exploring every little dead end in the trees. Sometimes you don't just be like, okay, here's a fun world to explore and just randomly go about places. Sometimes it's like you put yourself in the mind of the people who made the game, and because the game makers don't want to hide the ball at this point, quite the contrary. The only reason they're managing their expectations with all the atmosphere and exploration, that's like the Silent Hill atmosphere that they're trying to, Silent Hill did it first better, where they said, okay, Resident Evil with the scary monsters, but just the atmosphere itself is creepy. Like Resident Evil starts you off in a fancy mansion, and I guess the creepiness is like, what went wrong? But here it's like a lot clearer that something is going wrong. It's more immediately apparent.
Wait, I got a little boy myself in Athens. It's your decision, Nick. Out. Everybody out.
Oh. Jump scare alert coming up.
Little Joe, I can't throw you to the sharks. You know I can't.
Thank you, Nick.
Just give me my money back and we forget the whole thing.
Yes, of course, but I gave it to Austin to get it.
Oh, don't go, little Joe. Stay with me and deal blackjack. You can steal a little bit. All right.
How many dead things are just hanging? So when I first encountered that, I thought it was like a distraction / alarm system for the whole village to make a racket. But that's not what's going on. That's just an animal caught in a trap or left to die. Not exactly an intentional warning even. It's like...
Just a minute. Who is this? Who is that?
Well, actually, I don't know the purpose exactly. If it's for food, why didn't they eat it on the spot? Are they like trying to make bird beef jerky or something? Duck jerky. Baby, nice pajamas. What's this? Can I see in?
Who is it?
It's a shack of my first mystery shack. How do I get in?
What a gentleman.
Is it near the firewood? Oof.
In America,
Wedding ring.
I will come immediately to the point. I have just today come into possession of 10,000 strands of these first-class cultured pearls from Haiphong.
Why am I so tired?
I need some help in disposing of them. If I were
I know why, but I don't want to talk about it.
Perhaps $40 a strand. But if a robbery raided, I could...
Okay, our first beverage of the game. So in honor, whatever you're drinking at home. Did I already read the tag of wisdom? I think I did. Let's raise a cup to our first in-game beverage from the tap.
Really, Austin, do you want to get us killed? You tell Nick where we're hiding. He had nothing.
It's like if you get Romulan ale or something. They barely put any in the cup. It's like, okay. You don't want people on the Enterprise binging on this stuff or anything.
Oh, make up your mind. All right, tell me the road gang. I'll end up there anyway.
I lose faith working for such a foolish mystery. Really? There's no island south of Pango Pango. You said so yourself.
Oh, of course there is. I was just angry. You wait and see.
Good Romulan ale reference, Bennett.
Oh, yes. But will he marry you? No.
Of course he really loves me. He wants to marry me.
Then why don't you ask?
How can I ask?
Feel free to submit your own Romulan ale recipe in the comments.
This morning.
Oh, fun. Okay, this was confusing. You go downstairs, and then there's a creepy noise. But I didn't know the creepy noise was, oh, you can do stuff upstairs now. So, like, a completely changing world with just a cheap shot. It's like, in a game, you would think, oh, I explored upstairs, it's done. But I guess the game is teaching you that,
500 for comprehensive, 500 for collision.
Which circle? Look at those symbols.
Okay, the same make and model.
Hidden by boards. What?
Hyundai Ioniq. Okay, guys, it's the same policy.
Probable cause of what? Being a witch? That's when Mulder and Scully find a broom outside someone's house. Mulder's like, probable cause. We can enter. There's a broom.
Already, and then you're gonna scroll down and find your model. It's Ioniq Limited, guys. This takes 2 minutes. Okay, just freeze, stop, overflow, fill this out.
It's like, I know there's a mysterious rumbling above me in this deserted shack.
If you own a home, you're at risk of house stealing. With house stealing, cyber criminals can take out loans against your home, effectively stealing the equity in your home.
What people don't realize is the ease in which this crime can happen.
Oh, there's probably easier strategies to get rid of somebody if they lease.
You want to buy tea?
Come on, get away, here. Little Joe, I've been looking for you. Lee Chin told me what you did. Oh, thanks.
That kind of broke the immersion to slowly examine a frame while a noise was happening in real time that just paused itself. Like, how could he do that? Is this a different staircase? There's 2 staircases that look the same. Maybe. No, it's the same staircase. Bloody fingers, bloody fingers.
But you can work it off stealing blackjack. What is it?
Oh, I didn't have the 10,000 to get you out of prison. I had to cheat Nick out of it.
You know, for a Zen Theater episode, this game is insanely stressful. Even when it's boring. In a good way. It's boring in the best way. Boring by design.
We're gonna get married, aren't we?
See, I see how wrong you were. I go now. Goodbye. Oh, no, I think I have lost much faith.
It's like left stick is climb over, but not when it's a 3-foot picket fence. Like, give me Leon Kennedy jumping out of windows any day. This guy can't even jump a little picket fence. Okay, when I first got here, I was like, oh my gosh, open world Resident Evil, how interesting. And most of those are like shack non sequiturs, but I never looked up to see this huge castle. It's like Dracula lives there or something. And then in the town, there's going to be like journals about lycanthropes or lycanmorphs, or it's basically we're dealing with werewolves and vampires. Maybe. And it's like, are they having babies together? Like, what is going on? And then you throw brain mold into the mix. It's just like there's so many problems with this village, and we got to deal with the first one, which is finding a bolt cutter. And like, what happened to the horse? I called him Glue Stick. You feel so bad for the horse or whatever? But apparently these bad guys have some living horses. It's not just all dead horses. They leave the dead ones, they leave the dead animals or the dying animals for me, but they keep all the useful animals for themselves. An easy lockpick. So lockpicking is a feature of this game, which I approve of, because it's probably like a cool mini game. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Ooh, smoke. People in the village know how to cook, but not how to tidy up. Oh my gosh, screenshot this. Photo mode.
She who embraces monkey will end only with the fleas.
Now, if you've brought me some more of that oriental prune juice, I don't want it.
I have brought a gentleman.
Camera, reset camera.
Mr. Joe.
How do you snap the picture?
Please.
Come on. Take it. Scary thumping noise.
Thank you, Mr. Takamoto.
Okay, all these buttons that they show you on the screen. Okay, got it. I'm like, there's no button for take the picture, but just leaving it automatically took it. So we can feed that to AI or something and we can figure out what those witch symbols mean, and then we'll know if it's made by the werewolves, the vampires, the people with the brain mold, or all of the above. Oh, Sherlock Holmes is on the case. I can't jump picket fences, but I can wander around slowly, accomplishing nothing.
After this video, your life is never going to be the same. So I need you to stop whatever you're doing and give your undivided.
Oh my gosh, he should teach how to make YouTube videos. He's a master. Did you see that hook? I was in and entertained from the first second. Now I'm one to talk with my Zen theater. It was 10 minutes before I started the game I was advertising. But fast forward this for a reason.
About a woman lawyer and her fight for justice in that most
when fast forwarding is allowed, it takes away your right to complain.
Joseph Cotton is the guest star with Alana Eden cast as the young mother.
What is this? That's why I carry around this crank, sir.
And David Lowell Rich directed. And now in just 60 seconds, the first act of...
I will personally go door to door in every village in this part of Europe or Louisiana. This is either Louisiana or Europe. We don't know. Excuse me, am I in Louisiana or Europe here?
Call somebody for you.
Why don't we take her home? We're all...
Ah, castle, that way.
Oh, we can't just let her lie here.
Do not enter the gate.
Could you stand if we helped you? Try.
Interesting. It has a breakable band-aid on it. I should come back with a gun. Things marked in yellow can be broken, and I think that's a good hint for the game to give, because otherwise there's just too many items, like I said, hidden picture, red herrings, and non sequitur that make the world alive, but not always useful.
Tell her this. Tell her to leave me alone.
But the richness of the side investigations. Kind of makes the game more fun, even if it doesn't immediately advance your position closer to the end of the game. Like if you just pick up a photograph. Like those records that talk about lycanthropes or whatever. Now we know werewolves are in the picture. Wouldn't it be a twist if I'm a werewolf? The box art implies that there's some Ethan Wolf connection. And then there's notes about lycanthropes, and it's like you combine the lycanthrope note
That's ridiculous. The Freelands have millions.
with the cover art that shows like half of Ethan's face and half of like the beast within, the wolf. And that could symbolize like he is the wolf or he's fighting with the wolf. Or both at the same time, like Underworld. Is it like Kate Beckinsale or something? Like werewolves versus vampires or an alliance. I'm like, you guys need to check out Princess Mononoke, Studio Ghibli, Mononoke Hime in Japan. In Japan, like, Titanic was the highest grossing movie ever until this cartoon comes out. And it's all about this dude with a curse. And in this case, my curse is game, Resident Evil Village. And he's just trying to make peace with the forest and the forest gods and the industry, the industrialists. Like the industry are like, we need to, you know, bomb these pig gods or something so we can use the forest for resources or something. And it's like, I just want the forest and the industry to live in peace. So he's like in the middle of this conflict that's bigger than he is. And he's just, I'm just trying to survive and get this curse on my arm. But it's tied to like a curse of the whole land. Like in order to cure his arm, he has to cure the whole world, basically, with the help of the gods.
I'd be scared too.
Hello. How are you feeling?
Very well, thank you.
Dr. Lee says you're strong enough to talk.
So it's like, to beat the curse of this game, I have to go through it. And no matter how peacefully I try to approach a game like this, remember when I tried to do the peaceful style of Halo? It's basically, there's a dude in your way between you and the door, and I was smacking him in the head. I didn't use the pistol very much at all in Halo. Despite my claims, I would just chill back and snipe, because the whole atmosphere is like, get to the chase, go to the end. And then it just slows you down when you get to like weird alien architecture, which is kind of this game's way of slowing you down, like explorational phases where you try to figure out what hallway to go down and where to drive the car when you're deep underground. But those segments frustrate me if they're not packed with like undead zombie aliens, like the, who do they call them? I haven't gone through the story myself, but I think people played that level just because it was so fun. It's like the zombie level of Halo. And I think they call them the Scourge or the Birthed, or it's like there's the Covenant, there's the humans, and then this like Borg parasite vampire alien life form that everybody hates.
Didn't I read something about your coming from Germany?
But anyways, yeah. Staying chill in Halo does not necessarily mean not using the assault rifle, because sometimes it's just the easier way when
It's not of your business.
My sentiments exactly.
it felt like the lazier way. I felt like the aiming, maybe if you were using a mouse, but on gamepad, if you could hang back and just click to aim, which I think the game was intended when they put it on PC. But originally it was on Xbox, right? So it was meant for controllers. But who wants to hang back and go pop, pop, pop? That seems more stressful to watch yourself wasting ammo and missing all the time. Oh, it requires a key.
And she's going to use it as she wishes.
But she has the power to do good, too. Now, her fund, the Freeland Fund, that brought you over here, didn't it?
Why don't you let me alone? Why do you ask me these questions?
Well, I'm sorry. I thought... Well, I jumped to the conclusion that you might want me to help you.
Yellow marked, and I get a first aid.
yesterday.
That could come in handy.
I'd like very much to defend you against this action of Mrs. Freeland.
Did they just run out of the house?
You're joking. Will you take a chance on me?
This isn't the first soup you've seen. Why are you asking this now?
It is you who are taking the chance.
Oh, no, Mr. Fitzgibbon. There's not a chance of an out-of-court settlement. You're right.
So there's all this creepy ornamentation, like the heads of goats and stuff.
I look forward to seeing you at the hearing, too.
That made me freak out. And I wasn't even looking at the screen the first time it got me. But I was like screaming. It's like, ah!
It's all set.
Of course. Did you think I changed my mind?
Change it. You're not even using it, darling.
I think the way he is just a vague reference to that guy from Avengers and the first Alien movie who passed away sadly, but just blue collar, fighting the aliens, not doing so good.
But she's devoted to that baby. She starved herself to feed it.
A mother cat would do the same. Besides, you don't like her any better than I do.
Take it. Well, this isn't a charm contest. It's a matter of simple justice.
As a matter of simple justice, wouldn't the child be better off with old Ted?
Why? Because of her millions?
She's got more than millions.
Are you listening?
She's got integrity.
Hey!
When people don't listen to Ethan, they like die 2 seconds later. Like Ethan is like, get down, or pay attention, or... Who gets shot in the shoulder and doesn't hit the deck when they're in their house? Like, does she not know about drive-bys? Oh my gosh, this game is bringing up dark thoughts.
Oh. It must be clean. You scrubbed it at least 50 times.
I've been here for 3 weeks. I must do something.
I know the waiting's been hard, but it's almost over. The hearing has been moved up to...
You know, all the violence in this Resident Evil Village game that discretion is advised about, by the way. This isn't a joke warning like, don't smoke tobacco, kids, when we watch Jack Benny. But, with the depth of acting on Barbara Stanwyck, like Barbara Stanwyck is probably covering the real dark topics of life in a little bit better depth. This is kind of
We'll see how you feel tomorrow.
extreme horror and mortality. And jump scares.
I talked to your partner.
Look, if Arthur asks you to withdraw from this case...
Equip the gun. Headshot. I want a headshot.
Either that or dump you. If Arthur has to choose between you and survival, which way do you think he'll jump?
Mean.
What do you mean survival?
Freeland money built.
No! Okay, when they lunge, I got a guard. Come on. Let's go.
You lose everything you've worked for all your life. You lose your
You're up against a woman who's never failed to get anything she wanted. You think she'll fail now that the stake is her own grandson? That child is her immortality.
Ah, but you've overlooked one small point. The law doesn't happen to be on her side.
The law happens to be on the side of...
Oh my gosh, if you come over here, the bolt cutters are so easy to find. Make a mental note.
The world I live in, the fact in my life is what it says on the Supreme Court building. Equal justice under law.
Equal justice.
Well, it's what this country is all about. It's what I'm all about. It's why I'm going into court tomorrow. Now, don't you understand any of
I
this?
understand you're walking into a buzzsaw. It's very noble, very courageous, and very stupid.
Stupid?
And just a little bit self-dramatizing. This role you're playing, that of the champion of the underdog, is getting pretty thick.
What a punk. Support my fight for justice, man.
You've thought about this for a long time, haven't you?
You must know, yes.
Well, I guess I am pretty stupid at that. Stupid to think we had anything in common.
You hurt her feelings, man. Okay, Windows Media Player opened itself and won't close. I might have to do some Control-Alt-Delete nonsense here. But skipping this, if the ad is stupid, I have to skip it as soon as possible. But if it's a good ad, like for Christmas or something, Let it play. It's okay. Let it go.
Great-grandson, Brian Freeland, Jr. This action is being defended by Mrs. Anna Vondra Freeland, the mother of the child. At the request of both parties, it will be heard in chambers. However, I will ask you all to remember that this is a court of law and the proprieties will be observed. Mr. Fitzgibbon, have you any witnesses to call?
Just one, if it please the court.
Bailiff?
Could you step inside, please?
I want to find that padlock with the Band-Aid on it before I use the bolt cutters. Why can't I get back to where I was? That's a problem. Like, they shift the world around, and it's like, can you even get back where you were? Did you jump off a cliff, or did a bookshelf fall over and you can't get through a door
I'm
anymore?
housekeeper in the Hotel Reisenach in Berlin.
That's West Berlin?
Yeah.
So, according to the map, I have no idea.
She was Frau Gerhardt.
Can I get out of this house in the other direction anymore? Or did this... How did I get into this house to begin with? Did I come through this hole and just... Must have been here.
The police came to question.
That must be it. They're blocking me deliberately just to mess with my game.
The communists had taken her husband, and perhaps they would take
I'll get back sometime. Right now I use the bolt cutters. Bolt cutter. Let's use the family photo. The family photo doesn't work in this situation. Maybe I can use that as a key item to like show it to somebody. Like, have you seen this baby?
And not content with having lied and cheated her way into this country.
Trying to use Zen Theater Live as like an escape from life, and then...
She then knowingly and willfully contracted a bigamous marriage with Mrs. Freeland's grandson, Brian.
Your Honor, counsel is asking the witness to testify to matters of which she has no knowledge.
Your objection is sustained.
And I further object to counsel's attempt to blacken the character of my client on the words of a witness vouched for only by Mrs. Freeland's money.
Your Honor.
Mrs. McClay, you are out of order, as you well know.
I meant no disrespect to this honorable court.
Well, does counsel imply that I...
meant no disrespect to this honorable court.
Well, counsel asks for proof of this alleged Herr Gerhardt's death. I further would like proof that he ever existed or that a marriage between him and my client ever took place.
What are you saying, lady? Why should I lie?
Well, either you lied then, out of compassion for a friendless girl, or you're lying now, out of fear and greed.
Bitte, bitte. Leave her alone. What she says is all true. I'm sorry.
Barbara Stanwyck's like, hey, I'm trying to win the case here. And I was doing okay, maybe.
Hearing until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Sometimes things like that happen sometimes.
You can go if you want to, Daisy. Mr. McClay won't be home for dinner. I'm sure you understand my...
It's less of like a dramatic confession that you trick them into, and it's more like, just let's drop this.
I said how it would be.
Why didn't you tell me the truth? I had a stake in this too. Couldn't you understand that?
You have no child.
Here's the bloody fingers. Oh, crud. Another changing environment there. Ah! Pick it up! Pick it up! Pick it up! Pick it up! I'm right on top of it! Ah! Reload. Where's the monster? I'm in trouble. Let's see if these monsters can handle broken stairs. Oh no! How's it getting in? Ah! How are they getting in? How are they getting in? Can I block?
My dear Maggie, do forgive the lateness of the hour. I have been engaged in research with the public library.
Headshot.
Obvious.
Tell me about yourself. How goes the Ghana for youthful justice? Oh, you imply that I'm drunk. Well, I am drunk. But in a good cause. Your sleeve in my health. I may so
I'm not in the mood.
Maggie.
Come up to the door, fool. You ogre. You Shrek.
It doesn't matter, you were right.
I was jealous.
No. Weapon upgrade. Weapon upgrade.
Because I wanted to be enough for you.
Let's go. Let's go. Off. You.
I want you to make your point, although half the time I don't understand what it is. I want you to be up there on your high horse.
Nice shot. Aim assist.
24 hours too late.
No, I'm not. You've got.
Oh. And he's carrying the rusted scrap.
How did you know?
Your partner.
Is it
What do you know about us?
over?
Yes.
Good question.
I know about Anna.
Wasn't there one out here?
But you don't know about Ted. I told you I was engaged in research. Well, I quenched my thirst for knowledge at Chris Defannon's Bar and Grill in Arch Street. You know Chris Defannon? Well, Chris Defannon's father
Okay, man.
worked for Peter the Pacifier. I bet you don't even know who Peter the Pacifier is. Well, Peter the Pacifier was old Tess Freeland's guardian.
So that's backtracking. I have to go left and just weave around to have an experience. Long cut. Doors on the way, maybe? Hidden treasure? Where does this door lead? It opened from this side. Backtracking unlocked. I want to find that padlock. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to go. Does this game have branching paths? Because, plot spoiler, if I go the other way, I get messed up. But I'm guessing I don't have anything strong enough to break that lock, despite it bragging. Shoot! It doesn't even get back me to the part I need to because of that fallen bookshelf. The fallen bookshelf just cut off half the town from me. I'm stuck.
Your Honor, it's as simple as that.
Mrs. McClay, have you any remarks to make before hearing the judgment of this court?
Your Honor, counsel has stated the case with his customary precision. On the one hand, this girl, Anna Freeland, an alien, yes. But here in America, everyone's family tree begins with an alien. I believe your Honor's own father was born in Lithuania. A perjurer? Yes. At that time, a girl of 19 who had lost father, home, husband, who had never known what it was to live without fear. Now, how many of us in her place would hesitate to grasp any hand that was offered, meet any terms, run any risks? You didn't hesitate, did you, Mrs. Freeland? And you were only 17.
What's this? Break it.
Your Honor, please, before you rule,
I got ammo.
I speak as a woman relevant enough. Any breakup in family relations is painful enough, but if I cannot plead for my client, a mother may lose her child.
I'm on a porch I never found in my first run through.
Thank you.
What's this? Or maybe I did.
Most of your childhood had been spent in the company of servants, and after that it was one fashionable boarding school after another.
Gunpowder!
Holidays, when the other girls returned to their home.
Why are you saying, damn it, you have a shotgun and more extra gunpowder? We're good.
And then you met Charlie Hayswell. He was just 20. He was the first person who ever loved you. His father was your guardian's coachman. Now, nobody suspected that there was anything between you. That is, until you ran away together to be married. On your marriage certificate, you gave your age 21. It was a little thing. You would have done more, much more. Like Anna, you had to grasp at your chance for happiness.
No!
Why not? Both of perjurers in the eyes of the law. Now, Anna may have committed this.
How many? There's no end to them.
With a man for 3 weeks who was not legally
Is it necessary that my client be subjected to this? Mr. Fitzgibbon, sit down and don't interrupt again.
Thank you. Mrs. Freeland's marriage was annulled on the grounds that it...
There's no end to them, but they're holding...
After that, Charlie Hazel left the country.
No! I was holding the... Dude, these guys bite like crazy!
Because she never acted rashly and dishonestly as Anna did out of deep human need.
Die!
She is richer. Now, counsel is laying
No!
great stress on Mrs. Freeland's money. What is it? Oh, no. Sure, many materials.
Huh?
There are some people, in fact, who believe that money will buy all.
Am I supposed to run away?
Power, even. Yes. Honorable court.
Oh, I got more ammo. That's nice.
Yet it would not buy for Mrs. Freeland
Oh, gosh.
the thing she wanted most. The happiness of loving and being loved. And it will not buy it for this baby. There is no price on a mother's love for her child. Before the bar of this honorable court.
No.
There are no rich and poor. No great and small. Only the just and the unjust. And the vast troubled majority of us who are perhaps a little of both. I therefore ask that Your Honor deny the petitioner's suit. And allow the child to remain.
Why am I walking so slow? The village is on fire. Any barrels of gunpowder? Oh, shnikes.
The child will remain in the custody of his mother.
Oh, gosh. I don't understand how this guard mechanic works. This one doesn't even have it. Let's craft some ammo. Oh, can I craft right now? Crafting menu. First aid. Okay. Handgun ammo.
Beware of dogs and babies. They'll steal the picture every time. Now take that baby tonight. Join us again next week.
Begin by simply listening. Slow down. See just how peaceful today can be. The hot mess in me recognizes the hot mess in you, and it is divinely beautiful. It's a Yeti.
Tonight, from Hollywood, the Barbara Stanwyck Show.
Good evening. Tonight we take you to that most exciting of cities, fabulous Hong Kong. There, with Ralph Bellamy as our guest star, I play the role of a wheeling and dealing adventuress who finds herself in a tangle of trouble with a small Chinese boy and an American vice consul.
Oh, this episode's really great, but I've seen it before, maybe on Zen Theater Live, when I was paying attention enough. I basically have this episode memorized, so find it. This is Season 1, Episode 7, The Miraculous Journey of Tadpole Chan, which may be problematic in itself. That's for others to argue about, but either way, I'm switching to another episode because I know this one too well at this point. Okay. So, you burned down your village.
Hollywood, the Barbara Stanwyck Show.
Back to boring mode, hopefully. I'll get out the knife. Why can't you holster your weapon? Can you just unequip everything? Just like... You have to just be waving a weapon in front of your face, even if it makes no sense. You're gonna fall... Running with scissors, it looks cool, but you're gonna trip and get hurt.
And Don Medford directed it. Blackmail and attempted murder are elements of the suspenseful story. And now in just 60 seconds, the first act of Night Visitor.
Yes.
It's sad that these Hollywood creative types are making TV shows about crimes because the crimes happen and they piss people off.
Driving her to the airport first thing in the morning.
Carl.
Yes, Mrs. Andrews. I've got to run. I'll talk to you later.
Oh, Carl, I'm just about packed.
Maybe you should have kept Marie until tomorrow.
I'm not that helpless. I always used to pack the car.
Walking in circles. Where is the bookshelf I can climb under? How do I get back to the padlock with yellow duct tape?
Lots of traffic out early.
Don't you love the way it feels?
It's full of flour. But chopping it up didn't accomplish anything.
4, 5, 6. Here,
Kind of a false lead, like always. So I've done this loop before. How do I get to the next place?
No such thing as too much. I learned that a long time ago. Money's the only thing that never lets you down. Now, oh yes, your reference. You might try the Johnsons. Their man quit last week.
Yeah, they're a man.
Now, let's see. Call Liz Parrington in the
Just,
morning. I can't make her
there's this trick to games where you treat it like a maze and you follow along one wall. But when the neighborhood is arranged as confusingly as this one,
that is, if they ever get sober enough to read.
you're still in danger of getting yourself in loops like I went over to that ladder I've been to before.
Pack these and send to me in London.
Is the tree gone?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mrs. Wilkins will be
Oh my gosh, this village is always changing. That's not fair. This isn't fair challenge. Like, trees don't just magically go away. Oh, here it is.
No, better still. Pack it up and send it to him.
The Bel Air house?
Red. No yellow tape on that one.
I bought it for him for our next anniversary. 20 years.
So there is a gunpowder barrel. So you could probably arrange it to take out a couple goons and maybe that big guy with the hammer. But I couldn't even find the barrel, let alone get anybody with it. It's one thing to know where it is, and it's another thing to lure bad guys to hit it at the right time without just letting them wail on you in the meantime.
He was only here once in the past 6 months. The time he came back.
She wouldn't have the
So it says, make your way to somebody's house. And it's like, well, I can't make my way anywhere. Should I use these bolt cutters?
The Andrews resident.
Which I already used.
Yes, sir, but... All right, hold on, please.
No, it's got to be down that river again. I'm going up the river, up the creek without a paddle.
I'll keep calling you all night if he has to. He knows you're here.
Thursday, Bel Air.
Oh, yay! And it's my gunpowder barrel and the mill.
I'll take it down here.
Look at its beautiful operation. Still running despite a fire in the building.
Tom, I don't want to be rude, but
Oh, different door, same symbol. Who's installing these locks with a...
for a few months and
Okay, so gunpowder is like a collectible, but if there's a whole barrel of it, that's just for shooting, I guess. Who are you?
have such conceit. He'd still be in that smelly little clinic in Alvarado Street if I hadn't pushed him out of it.
Will you meet me in the morgue tonight?
No, go to bed. But be sure
You
and
should
wake
be out
me
here.
at 7.
It's not safe.
Pound on the door if you have to. I'm going to take a sleeping pill.
Hey,
No,
can you
better
hear
make
me?
it 6:30. I have to buy some traveler's checks at the airport.
The child's
All right.
father.
Child? Hey, wait.
good
Do you mean Rose? Is she here?
Rose! Rose! She is in great danger. Since Mother Miranda brought her to the village, we have fallen into darkness.
What are you talking about? The monsters?
The castle bell heralds danger. They're coming!
No. Wait. Where's Rose? Who's Mother Miranda?
The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
Rose is here?
There's a character named Mother Mantisque. I already uploaded her picture to Facebook. But it could be a different Miranda. I don't know. I don't know the game yet. This is a blind playthrough. But I am gathering data on these arcane symbols.
Mrs. Andrews? Yes.
It looks like Japanese. No.
Well, it's about
No, I that was playful ignorance. My first guess is not Japanese.
Wow.
That wouldn't make sense anyway. It's either Eastern Europe or Louisiana. They made that perfectly clear. But if this is Louisiana still, how did they hide the castle? Is there some kind of magical illusion going on, like
Your husband, Dr. Andrews.
Black Panther or something? So it's easy to pick, but I don't have the pick. So
Money.
I feel like I should still be making progress. How did I just get myself into a loop of crazy? I came into this hidden room behind a
My
curtain,
favorite subject.
and it's a dead end, especially except for this lockpick. Got it. So back out. Do I have to leave the whole house? This is a dead end house just for one lockpick. And does the map take? Oh, lycanthropes.
Cocktail before dinner, madam?
Oh, great lichens, the fabled monster wolves of old. Oh, my this
Tom said you would remember me.
person I know that she also is a wolf. In the animal guide sense. The fabled monster wolves of old. May they come to eat our flesh. May they come to tear us apart. So it's like maybe these people who are infected with the vampirism, the wolfmanism, lycanthropy,
Very lonesome after you left the clinic. Oh, not that I blame you, sweet.
and the brain mold. Maybe they have like a death wish. Like maybe they want the wolves to come and end the suffering. And if so, maybe I'm the only werewolf. Maybe I'm here to. Maybe I'm a werewolf sent to end the brain mold vampires. Maybe this Lady Miranda will shed some light on the mysteries of the town if we get to talk to her. All we have to do is walk to the castle. How hard is that? The bad guy says Lady Miranda's coming to me, but she's, as AI Philomena Cunk said, she's probably on her lunch break.
I'm interested in saving his reputation.
Now, okay, so there's a chance here to get very lost. It's the Maiden of War. It has a title. That's cool.
Well,
Oh, it has a map for multiple floors. That's great.
gotta have confidence in the doctors.
How much of this village is underground? We don't even know yet.
How much do you think his reputation is worth?
Like Lebanon or something.
$1,000. I've always wanted money, and you have it. We'll form a kind of share the wealth club. Let's see. You and I. You and I.
Okay. So dead end to the left to investigate.
No. Then you didn't go to Mexico with him again last month.
Well, he wanted me to, but I had one of my headaches.
It's
You know, a
locked
real wild card.
from the other side. So not only are there locked doors
Oh, he's a very good
that require keys or insignias or
for me, if you know what I mean.
precious and rare treasures to operate the locking mechanism, there's also locked doors that can't be opened at all from one side. One-way doors.
Children's clinic. I had an attack
Hello.
on the street. Blacked out.
It's the scapegoat.
He couldn't have told you about this. I only bought it last week. He's never even seen it.
Oh, let's just...
Okay, so it's something else. I made a mistake.
You made a lot of mistakes. He couldn't have met you on Lincoln's birthday. He was away attending a medical convention. He was gone the entire month of February.
Then I met him in March.
You have the right month, the wrong girl. Her name was Emily.
That's a lie. It was me.
As a matter of fact, you don't even know my husband.
Oh, yes, I do, and I'm not letting him off the hook.
Fine with me. I'm divorcing him, and when I get through with him, he won't have a penny. Get out of here before I call the police.
That's not very smart, sweetie. Now, you have a whole safe full of money upstairs. You know it, and I know it. And I want it.
Put that away. I'm not alone here. Carl! Carl, come in here! Carl, get this girl out of here.
Oh, you're so funny.
Carl.
You know, you ought to see the expression on your face, sweetie. You really ought to. You see, Carl's my ever-loving. He's my husband.
Yeah, that's right. Mrs. Andrews wants to cancel a reservation on the London flight. No, her plans are kind of indefinite right now. Yeah, thank you.
You can't get away with this, Carl.
No?
In a day or two, one of my friends will be around to see why I don't answer the phone.
What friends?
Well, maybe Tom will.
Take care of him. I don't think he'll call again.
Pick up the pencil, sweetie, and write on the paper.
How long have you been planning this?
He didn't plan it. I did.
Can't he speak for himself?
We both planned it. What difference does it make? I've been thinking about it for weeks. For what?
But why?
My baby doesn't want to be a handyman all his life.
Oh, he's not a handyman.
Well, wait a minute. Well, Fonzie, that's all. What do you make excuses to your drunk friends here and you talk about
My man, Carl, like I'm some piece of property.
You have more sense than that, Carl.
You to talk to me about sense. A nurse that married the doctor. A dumb dame who's got some money and now doesn't even know what to do with it. No wonder your husband got him.
Oh my gosh, I've picked up that item. That item is findable. I just need to remember how to get back to it. Okay, so there's a big old circle. Okay, the Maiden of War is right below where I want to go. So just a little wandering, find a circle, maybe find some breakable items. Some shotgun shells would be nice. Unless the things go here.
6 years in Alvarado Street.
What is that?
Beverly Hills, 16 hours a day.
Okay, so it's part insect, but what kind of a head is that?
I understand how you feel, Julie, about money.
Is it like an insect fetus?
And when I got it, I quit.
Oh my god.
There's no good this way. You can't get away with it, and you know.
Decorated with a 6-winged being, like an angel of death. Oh my gosh. This game probably has deeper meanings than I'm even aware of. Like, shout out the witch references if any exist. If you put a cage that high in a tree, how do you take care of it? What's the point? You'd have to leave the door open, but why make it a cage?
Not as long as you don't.
It's not a very nice birdhouse.
It's a very expensive safe and a very strong one.
That true, Carl?
Yeah.
Smells good, the ocean. Like a lot of fish. Like
That's why I carry around this crank. You never know when a key item will come in handy, sir. Did you just steal my pen?
100 feet, maybe.
Ooh. Open. Open. Dude.
Come on outside and show me the scenery, sweetie. Carl says you can see Catalina on a clear day.
Julie?
All those two need are love. They don't have to, like, terrorize this person for the safe. Although maybe they want to more now that she said she was going to leave someone penniless. That seems kind of unmerciful and hurtful. Because you need some pennies to get food and drinks.
You ever been in an airplane?
Ooh,
Yes.
let's toast to that. A la tête au cou et que ça glisse.
Some people are afraid of up high, but I'm not. How about you? Are you afraid of higher?
Put what tea you're drinking in the comments. It's tea with Zen Theater. Or whatever you are, like, imbibing upon. Is that good grammar? I don't know. Lazy to start talking to AI, and that would distract the Resident Evil find the thing. There's this circle thing that apparently I wasn't thorough enough in my searching to locate. But I did find gunpowder just now, so there's that. So the question is, when I came through this door and met the witch, was I leaving the key item behind, or is it still ahead of us? Well, there is a vague part of the map. Let's explore that. Forward, and then...
Mrs. Carley, she's not here. She's on her way. Yes, it was in pretty much...
Can you access that padlock? I think, except... I remember getting the key item before I ever found my way back to that yellow padlock.
Yeah, sure.
So I doubt the key item's behind it, but still.
It's all wasted, sweetie. I wasn't Tom after all.
Wooden fences. I need like an axe, not a shotgun.
What if I give you the money? How do I know I won't end up on the rocks out there?
Well, money, that's all we want. Now, that's the simple truth, sweetie.
All right, I'll give you the money. On one condition. Leave me here. Tie me up if you have to, and then when you go, call the police and tell them where I am.
That's all right with me.
The rare Chinese herb. Oh. There's 2 indents anyway, so even if I find this stupid thing, that's not the end of it.
My good man.
Get up from there. Let's get on with it.
Nicer house. I think this is where one of them is. I think this is it.
That's another thing I want. Somebody to make my bed. Open the safe, sweetie.
So we... Who is that? Who is that? Can I zoom? Zoom. Oh, it's like Blade Runner. Oh my gosh. The game doesn't technically give you binoculars, but with photo mode. Who is that? Is that Miranda? What about this one?
There's no difference between you. You've got it, she wants it.
Why don't you just keep them both together? Church?
Get out, sweetie? Oh, we can't do that. I'm sorry.
Oh, so church, I got one. This is the church. So I got to get to Louise's house, which is where the survivors are meeting up anyway.
We've got the money, and you can't go back to good old Tom. So without the money, baby, you're just nowhere.
What's the point in save games with all these checkpoints? You just go back to the last save point? Because, guess you don't want to quit the game too often. Those sneaky punks. And Louise's house must be out here. It must be. No.
Shut up! I said no.
Where's Louise's house?
Did I hurt him? Did I hurt my baby?
Aw, they're so sweet.
Done, baby. But you don't have to do it.
I'll do it. Are you going to let her, Carl? Do you hate me that much?
Sweetie, hate has nothing to do with it.
Not for you, for Carl. He has to hate me. Because every time he spends $1, he'll remember what he did to get it.
Oh, you're deep, but it won't work. My baby wants his money as much as I do.
Do you, Carl? Do you hate me enough for that?
I do what I gotta do.
No, you do what she tells you to do.
Oh, you're a great one to talk. You pushed your man and you got what you wanted. Well, now I'm pushing mine. As my baby said, there's very little difference between you and I.
Oh, there's a big difference, sweetie. I want all I can get, and you're willing to settle for half.
Half?
We have enough.
Enough? What's enough? Trying to buy your way out?
That's right.
What have you got?
Furs.
Where?
In there.
Is that true, Carl?
Yeah.
What kind?
Mink, chinchilla.
Get them.
The money and the furs for my life?
Sure, sweetie.
Carl?
Yeah, go ahead and get him.
Get me another one, sweetie. I said get me another one. It's taking her so long. What's going on? You double-crossed me, baby.
Put the gun on the bed.
No! Give me that gun!
Julie, no! She's shot. Get her a doctor. Get her a doctor, please.
Got such hurt feelings when she got double-crossed. But she was like trying to steal. Barbara Stanwyck knows her stuff, man.
Operator, I'd like the International Airport. Global Airlines reservation desk, please. Yes. Yes, I'm waiting.
Okay, so he still thinks Chris Redfield's a punk, but in the history of Resident Evil, if Chris Redfield shoots someone in the head, if they don't have the brain mold, they've got some at the very least, she had issues.
Dr. Andrews, please. Oh, Tom, it's me, Marion. No, I'm all right.
Let me in, and please be Louise's house.
Well...
Or is this the church? Is this a church again? Yes.
I looked in a mirror and
What a church.
I didn't like what I saw.
Okay.
Oh, Tom, money's important, but it's not that important.
This is a church I would tie that. They could use it.
I'd like to have my old job back if you'll have me.
Where's the concession stand?
Oh, yes, Tom, yes. And hurry, darling, hurry.
Oh, same lock symbol.
Hire Michael and Sarah as your butler, and if Julie London rings your doorbell...
Okay. I want to be systematic about getting this second crest because I want to get to the castle. I'm done with the shacks. So.
Join us again next week. Good night.
Oh, great. Barbara Stanwyck, these episodes are intense. Want some? Oh, great. I can plant explosive mines. But it's easy mode. I should just get a few headshots and then go in with a knife. I'm sorry. Usually with Zen Theater, I just shut up and listen to the show. And to be honest, I am enjoying this show immensely. It's even better than I knew. Like, I suspected it was amazing, but I haven't seen every episode yet. But when I find myself chatting about the game, and the game is really dark, these are dark topics, like which weapons to use and something. So I want to give a discretion warning for my commentary as well. Halo tactics are way different than, like, we all need to be peace builders, is one way of thinking of this. The only way to make our lives better is to stop fighting amongst ourselves and unite and be friendly. There's bigger bad guys out there than anyone anyone in our general vicinity. Louise's house? Oh, just rusted scrap. Shotgun ammo. Hello. Quit growling and running around and show yourself. A few headshots, some knifing, and we can get this over and done with. This is like, oh. I love this scarecrow idea. The fields. The letters, the radio said the fields are Louise's house. This totally looks like a field. Look at this open field. Oh, I love how the grass is so high, like even in an open area, it's slowly revealed to you. And it's compounded by like it being an uphill field with like tall grass. It's like, what am I walking into with the growling monsters? You know, the growling is supposed to be scary, but on easy mode, when I have the shotgun ready, okay, let's do this. Okay, 1 headshot, 2 headshot, 3. After 3 headshots, it's kind of wasteful.
She can't even pay a grocery bill. Ladies?
You know, 3 headshots is quite enough, I think.
I just came to the door.
Oh! That's why they killed the brain mold wife, because they have a more likable character. Or is that a clone of the wife?
Please, don't hurt us. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you.
Since I last saw you, your future has become your past.
Have you seen any other survivors?
You?
Well, normal is a relative term in this case.
She's not answering and the gate is locked.
But I also predicted a close relationship with someone who was always near, but never...
It's a Gentile.
Now you are close. Good. And now for what still lies ahead. Should we start with cards?
No. One of the
Don't
monsters
simply
cut
just lay your
He's
hand
lost a
on
lot of
the
blood.
length
We
of
have
the breath
to get
let
into
the
Louise's
spirit
house.
Quiet.
We have some med kits. We can just dump water on all your wounds.
Don't move until I
This isn't Louise's house? What? What happens if I shoot him? If there were save states, you could explore those eventualities free of vicious punishments. Okay.
I remember this hand. I remember everything that's in it.
Like crank.
Now for the glass.
Or handgun ammo. Yeah.
Very good. I'm so happy for you.
Explosive mine.
And your wish will be
Landmine.
You've not been happy, but you will be very happy.
If I ever get to a boss and I can cheese it, it's like, okay, let's take him down after I do the landmine stuff. How do you get to that? Oh. Is this the this is new, isn't it? This is good. Ugh. Outhouse.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Go on, Madge, let him.
Chemical fluid. And can I sit? No.
My dear,
I think it's about time.
don't let him pounce upon you like a tiger from
You should use the potty before you go to the castle.
You have nothing to fear from me. Nothing.
I want to go.
All right, Madge, dear. Seems to me you're making an awful fuss about nothing.
Okay. So I need to get him into this locked from the inside building. Why not knock? Is it another scapegoat? What's the purpose of all these scapegoats? Are they like warp portals or something?
May I have your hand, please?
What is it?
Feel my hand.
Oh, it's ice cold.
I found the crest. Okay. So this is the castle. And to get into the castle, I have to get the crest in here with the screwdriver, and I'm also trying to help the hobos get into a house. Okay. This better open. You better let me through this way. Back to those monsters. Yes! The good thing about doors that open from one side,
Someone is trying to come through.
give me a screwdriver. Do you have a screwdriver?
Recently you had a death.
It's Daniel Day-Lewis.
And your brother. She's the one who was near, but never close. The death of your brother has brought you...
Actually, who's the shoveler?
Some object of his that I could hold. Something permeated with his spirit. Perhaps I could...
It looks like William H. Macy, actually.
Safer here than out there, that's for sure.
You have something of Edwin's.
Hey,
No, I didn't come here to play games. Anyone can see he's just a fake.
It doesn't make any sense.
When mystery makes light of my profession, I'm not offended.
Nobody's answer.
But your open effrontery is another matter. I practice an art
Father?
which has much potential for good and evil, and I will prove it to you.
We have to get inside.
Your name was Colleen Owens. You were named after a dear friend of your mother's who died before you were born. Later on, when you
Yay!
grew up, it was not to your
That was my idea. Why don't you knock?
So you gave yourself a new name.
Louisa! Open up, it's me, Elena!
Stop shouting. You'll draw the monsters. Who's this?
Friends.
Stay back.
Neither did I.
For God's sake, Julian, let us in.
No, they'll smell the blood. You'll endanger us all.
Father, what's going on here?
That's not my problem.
What's going on?
These people want to let a dying man into our home.
Come now, these
No.
people are our friends. Go on.
Before you open
Come now.
Oh! What a suspiciously friendly hostess. Are you Miranda?
I'm Ethan. I see a letter
Julian, go make yourself useful.
from Comet Evers, attorney.
I said go.
It is addressed to you, Mrs. Edmund. It is signed Lewis Cunk.
It was written regarding the settlement of your husband's estate.
She's got the witch eyes. She's got the brain mold.
I see a watch. Suddenly I can hear
We haven't been properly introduced, lady.
a man's watch.
It was Edwin's. His father gave it to him. It belonged to his father before that.
May I have it?
Has Mother Miranda abandoned us? The castle is finally locked, so they're not Miranda. So Miranda is keeping them safe from the monsters taking all their food. Checkpoint.
Firmly it ticks. Like a heart beating in my hand.
Edwin
Where's this crest that's at Louise's house?
had a premonition that if it stopped, he'd die.
But your brother is alive, don't you see? As long as the watch runs,
What does it say? I can't read that small. Castles. And the page won't turn. And shacks, and then the maiden of war, the sword maiden.
Now they're swirling faster. The vision grows clearer.
Worst scrapbook ever.
You spoiled it. Someone was trying to communicate with
Important.
your husband, I'm certain of it. He wanted to tell you.
The thing. I need a screwdriver. That's where I get it. I remember. There's a windmill, people. This is Don Quixote stuff. Okay. This is very quixotic. Good word. Write that down. So you're besties with Mother Miranda? Maybe I should go talk to her.
Did Mrs. Terry come in yet?
Okay.
Outsiders, you're gonna get us all killed. Anton, let me in. Please help Leonardo and Elena.
We were doing fine by ourselves.
Please, Ethan, take a seat.
Is this all
Worried
that's left?
about you.
From your entire village?
Yes, you were driving so fast, I was afraid you'd have an accident.
There is no one
Take
left.
it to that horrible man.
A worthless
I had no
invalid.
idea you'd take it so seriously. How do you know my name? I got that letter from Mr. Connor.
Calm down.
Suggesting that I told him.
You drag a bloody man and an outsider in
You
here
knew
like
when you
it's
told him everything that was in my
expect
purse.
to be all safe.
He's telling it like it is. It's some liquid courage. Oh, let's toast to that. A tête au cou et que ça glisse.
That's enough. This house has protected my family for generations.
Oh.
Drunk or not, you are all welcome and safe in here.
What is it? Oh, your watch you left it lying on the table at Pierre.
That's right. Just because he's tipsy, they aren't mean to him.
One day we were a quiet, devout village, and the next the monsters came and attacked us. They kept coming.
And no! I got the gun. What are you gonna do?
He must have gone out.
But I have to see him. It's very important.
Oh, how do they pray in this village? Do you pray to the werewolves or the vampires or the brain moss? Hold my hand.
Helene.
Oh, when's the last time I held hands in a circle?
Not here. Gone. Oh, yes, that's right. Elsie, would you please pick me a glass of honey? It might help me.
It's my favorite. She was like, I'll hold your wounded hand.
Now, the tea should be ready.
The tea!
Help me, Elena, please.
That prayer, I've heard it before. There was an old woman near the graveyard.
Steeping tea at cold temperatures. Wish me luck.
There is wisdom in her devotion.
Too lazy to microwave or add additional flavors. But at some point I'm going to have to get up for rice leftovers. What is going on? He's got the mold. He's got the brain mold. I knew it. Get out this.
No, let me go!
Thank you. The game wouldn't let me get a headshot. That was scripted. I was like trying to pull up.
You were being watched. You didn't know you were being watched.
That looked like the gates of hell.
Sorry, Father.
They tell me the gulls and the spirits of the dead depart. Sometimes I wonder what this is.
Elena, no. There's nothing you can do. This entire place is collapsing.
You were here last night looking for it. I was just prognosticating the nature of my day. You must have had a great need to come all this way.
We're getting out of here. Together.
I do. I'd like to tell you about it if you don't mind.
I'm entirely at your service. Before you tell me, however, I have good news for you.
Escape the house. Okay, an escort mission with a lady.
I achieved a breakthrough. You won't believe this, but I saw your husband. But first...
Oh no. I'm blocked from progress because I do not possess a key.
I came from my work.
Where have I seen this before?
I had it beside my bed last night, but its ticking kept me awake. So
I have determined the key is probably not in this room, maybe. Time to move on to room 2. Process of elimination style. Okay.
I wanted to talk to you about. It was returned to me last night. Returned.
I'm afraid I don't understand. What time was it returned?
About 3 o'clock, a little after.
That was the time I saw your husband. I remember looking at the watch. Don't you see? It was he who returned it.
Watches can't be carried by the dead.
They can and they are. There's even a name for the phenomenon. Teleportation.
Keys are not in the empty drawer. What about this empty drawer? What is it?
Did he say anything to you
Let me.
last night?
Is it? So lay is what they call money, I guess.
If he could carry this.
Yes, I do need a screwdriver. That's how I get into the castle. I'm going to the castle. If I can escape the house.
Committing violence.
Okay, examine items in more detail for clues. So it just told me how to do it. I go, boop. Yes. Yes. Oh.
Could you do that?
After so much frustration, it adds so much satisfaction when you find a screwdriver and you know exactly what you need it for, and you're so tired of wandering around that you remember exactly on the map where you need to go to use the screwdriver, and then exact where to go to get to the War Maiden, straight north to the castle. We're just going to drive this truck out. I thought I was going to take forever getting out of this house, but it looks like I can do it in 10 seconds unless we get attacked by zombies when I go back and talk to the girl. Just in case. Chwa!
It'll be more difficult than I realized.
There's the surprise attack. They're preparing me for the surprise attack. It's about knowing how these game makers operate. It's like, okay, that was too easy. Let's go back into this room with the distressed damsel in distress person. I'm taking the shotgun.
And when he didn't, you wished for it. My dear man.
Damsel.
It's a common thing to wish for the death of one whose presence has become appalling.
Oh, I did more than wish for his death. Much
Careful of the carbon monoxide.
I killed him.
What are you doing?
Why share this terrible secret with me?
You know, you've known all this.
So he can't kick a picket fence, but he can just drive trucks through walls.
People come to you with their secrets and then you blackmail them for all it's worth. Only this time you're not going to get away.
I admire you. I really do admire you. How clever you are. You'll kill me. Call the police and claim that I tried to blackmail you. And an argument you defended you.
Where was this determination?
You all right?
Where's this determination when he gets to a picket fence? So much for your great truck idea.
This is Terry. There was shot.
Nowhere to go but up. Come up here. Damsel. Well, she is adept with a shotgun, so I guess for a moment I was the person in distress, and she saved me.
I know. Thank you, Ethan. Kind.
No doubt, you're the kind one.
I do too. Once we get out of here, maybe you'll get to meet me.
Fine.
It's nice to have a game sidekick sometimes, but she's not going to be around for long because everything she says is so scripted. They can't maintain this experience. This is a brief sidekick encounter. You can just tell.
The village is still full of monsters. We can't fight them. There's too many.
Hey, don't talk like that. We'll find a safe house to put you in until I can find my daughter. My hunch is she's in that old castle.
No. The place is full of nothing but blood and death. And I don't want to be alone while your father?
Elena, no. That's not him. Not anymore.
He said my name.
I killed him.
Wait, it's not safe.
I killed you. You're dead.
Stay there.
It's all right, Lieutenant. The steering pull is back. It's loaded with blanks, so right now I'd be dead.
No. Please let her go. Ethan, go. Save your daughter.
Elena, don't give up. Reach for
Everything that was in my person about the left. You held it alive for you. You didn't move out. You hid in the house. You went
Every time they ignore Ethan, like 2 seconds later, they die. Because they don't do what you say. Your ideas are good. No one ever listens, and they learn the hard way every single time.
You better come along, too. There'll be papers to sign.
Please.
The curse of being an Ethan.
Just don't get it.
Let's go.
Oh, I can see the light. So nowhere to go but up. Into a room with windows. I can drive a truck through a window, but I can't drive a bullet through a... Okay. Look at that view.
You did a good job here.
This place is going mad.
How much do I owe you?
It's gone loopy.
I believe we discussed how much.
Is this happening again?
Language.
But I've been thinking.
Shit.
I've decided you don't owe me a penny. Not a penny.
Oh?
There's something I've been wondering about, though.
Something odd.
Okay.
You don't mind.
This is a weird experience knowing exactly where to go in the game. It hasn't happened before. But that means they're just gonna, they're gonna kill me. They're gonna attack me if I try to get to that crest. You just know they will.
When you
employed me to help bring a murderer.
Oh, cool. You can just hide in the bathroom and then kill people when they try to bug you. Maybe I'll do that.
given the wrong pill or something like that.
They didn't make this one hard to find, I guess. Ugh.
She didn't call the doctor. She let him die.
Your brother suffered a massive brain hemorrhage. He
The
died
demon.
instantly. She could have called
The crest of the demon. So we got a crafting.
They made a bargain. How long has your brother been dead now? More than a year, isn't it? It took all
Demon crest, maiden crest.
to break her mind.
A beautiful maiden.
Possibly do a thing
Okay.
like that.
Oh, witches are not always old.
So in the field, they're just gonna have probably like a mini boss monster or something nasty.
With loving words.
I just know it. It's too quiet right now. They know where I am. Oh. How do I get to key items? Treasure. Valuable.
She's out of her mind.
That was your doing. You were against the marriage from the start.
Demons,
Your brother
demon
knew that.
crest.
That's why he cut you out of his will and left everything to Madge. You were dependent on her charity.
Oh, cool. The mouth opens. But there's nothing in there, I guess.
Crystal ball again.
I have. You know what I found?
Oh, it's a mechanism with a code. The pegs are in exact places. And then...
I'm gonna help her get well. And when she does, you won't even have her charity. Now, here they go.
Does the baby have the brain mold? Oh my gosh, they put brain mold on the back of the photo. It's a clue. Okay, whatever.
Having your fortune told. Why is it so appealing? It's all a lot of nonsense. You know it. I know it. But
Mother Miranda!
join us again next week. Good night.
What was that?
Let's go see. That was Mom. Okay, so I guess there was a boss character, but it's not hurting me too bad right now, so I'll take it. I take what I can get. Whatever semblance of joy I can find in this crazy village. So, War Maiden, straight ahead. Chua! Was this tree always here? Okay, let's try through the church graveyard thing.
Tonight, from Hollywood, the Barbara Stanwyck Show.
You!
Good evening.
Creepy woman!
Company Playhouse presents a powerful dramatic story in which I play an atomic scientist. Edward Franz has the chief supporting role, and Robert Flory directed. Laid in Washington,
It's like Denise Richards in that James Bond movie.
subjects its heroine to one of the most harrowing
Except
experiences.
she can pull it off with more authenticity, I think.
Resolves the problem in a most surprising ending. And now, in just 60 seconds, the first act of Shock.
Talk to me.
Shirley, you'll
Talk.
be late for school.
Come on. You're my new companion character. Follow me around. I'll give you a shotgun.
Forgot your book.
Bye, Mommy.
Be good, girl.
Would you trust that woman with a shotgun? Would you trust me? My mind is going all over the place today. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, this is a little puzzle. One of them is like dut, and one of them is closer together holes. Closer together holes. Ah. Yep, that's the maiden. I know it for sure. It's a fact. What? But I checked the holes. Oh, this is a fun puzzle. It's pointlessly easy, but fun.
General, this is Rachel Harrison.
What?
Oh, yes, sir. Very good news. I've got the formula, sir.
Yeah, it does. It has the holes.
General, an impregnable all-purpose shield is no longer a dream. It is now a reality. Uh-huh. Space travel.
Are you sure?
Flight, shelters against fallout,
What the heck?
perfect shield. Yes, I'm prepared to demonstrate.
Hole, the line goes...
Oh, by all means, assemble the entire staff.
That's clear. Hole.
No, I have my
What the heck? It totally does go there. I glitched out the game. This... Are you sure?
General, your gratification is exceeded only by my release.
Are you sure? What about now? Okay.
Oh, I've got to make a doll.
Aha! Close enough, the game says. Nothing but blood and death in the Resident Evil village.
Are you Mrs. Rachel Harrison? May I come in?
Well, I can't complain anymore that I haven't met Mother Miranda, but I still kind of can because we just saw like a vague reference to her.
Yes, officer.
The final confrontation.
Sit down, Mrs. Harrison.
Or the
Well, really, I wish you could tell me.
maybe there isn't a final confrontation. We have to meet this lady and talk things out. Why was she so mean to the person? And then why was she diabolically laughing about it after? Like, what kind of a village protector mother is this?
Say it.
Say what?
Your daughter. She's dead.
Who would you rather meet in the forest? Mother Miranda or a bear? Oh, no.
Ma'am, I wish I was.
Oh.
Well, I'm sorry, but you've made a mistake. It's not true.
Once you have those two crests, the castle is very welcoming on the inside. Just a nice place to walk around and gather crafting materials for magical first aid kits.
Ma'am, I took this report card.
A breakable lever?
Look at it. Look at the signature on it. This is Rachel Harrison. That's your signature.
Pretty tough. Huh.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh, you're not Logan. Even better. Mother Miranda's gonna love you.
What a mean Magneto person. Why does he need a hammer if he's so magnetic? Like,
We're almost there.
now would be a good time to have that lockpick that I never had for the whole game.
Of course. Yes. Right this way.
Lockpicks are the new bolt cutters.
Dr. Aldrich, Colonel Hawthorne, aide to General Rogers. Heard a lot about you, Doctor. How do you do?
Furthermore,
Waxman, Chief Scientist on Air Force's Project Sheet.
my daughters and I will deliver them.
I want to see. Get him upstairs.
He's away. Shut the fuck up.
What is going on?
What do you mean? You'll screw around with him in private. Where's the fun in that?
He's here.
Give him to me, and I'll put on a show that everyone
Harrison.
can enjoy.
Ugh,
Doctor's
so
here.
gauche. What do we care for bread and circuses? The man thinks suffering is a shore.
Gag, if a man's dick is cut off in the castle, blah, blah, blah.
I've heard all your arguments.
Mr. Harrison.
Some of you
The
were
nurse
less
will give you a
persuasive than others, but
Patience.
I've made my decision.
Thank you.
Heisenberg, the man's fate is in your hands.
Mother Miranda, I must protest. Heisenberg is but a child, and his devotion to you is questionable.
Hello, Rachel.
Give the mortal to me.
I'm Dr. Paul Aldrich.
Sure, he is ready.
Settle down! And don't be a sore loser!
This is all quite
I'll find her
understandable,
food
you know.
Quiet now,
Not
child.
terribly unusual.
I'm the child. You're the one who's arguing with Miranda's
You
decision.
wouldn't know responsibility if it was
Sometimes.
well.
Oh, keep glory! One day your head might actually fit your ego!
Don't I get a say in this?
Silence!
My decision is final. There will be no argument.
I think
Remember
you agree it's the
from
most
whence you
unsatisfactory solution.
Thank you.
Huh.
Lycans and gentlemen, we thank you for waiting. And now let the games begin.
How long? How long have you planned?
Get ready.
No. 20 minutes? God, come on. Sir, I don't think you're
Seven, 6,
Look,
5,
I've got to call the
4, 3, 2, 1.
Right this way, Doctor.
Are the monsters following me?
Hey, Doctor. No, what?
Mr. Harrison has in her head a mathematical equation we must have.
Oh no! It's like the Klingon pain stick ritual, but with brain mold.
Atomic energy. It's top secret. You can write it down.
Oh, now he can kick through wood.
TV made to talk. I'll do my best, Colonel. Very nice. But I'll need your help. Of course. What can I do?
This narrative has some logical. It's the orcs from. This is totally Lord of the Rings. It's. That's a Lord of the Rings Balrog reference. A creature of the ancient world or something. But in this case, I think it's just like a weird brain mold werewolf vampire something.
Is that right, sir? Source one, General Rod. Doctor, there must be some way to track.
Perhaps you prefer another doctor, sir.
It's an Indiana Jones escape room. What do I do? So I came from there, looking around. Do I go through the dudes or check here?
One human. Yes, General. Best.
Language.
As he chief of staff at the Institute, psychiatric consultant for the Army since 1996.
What? No one's talking about my ability to kick through boards because this is the first time I've done it.
Oh, you think I've let you get away?
We start right here.
Gotta keep nothing like fresh American ground beef.
Waxman, what do you think? Maybe.
Mike, you, get up here on the double. Right.
You going to remove the entire board?
Well, the only way to get a real restoration is at the lab.
Now I know you're allergic to strawberries. Were born in New York City, graduated at 15, summa cum laude at Barnard. MA at Harvard, PhD at MIT at 18, mathematics. And I know that you're a citizen to whom the nation already has cause to be thankful. All externals, all quite useless to me.
Dr. Aldrich, may I speak with you for a moment?
Excuse me, Richard.
Dr. Rachel and I are old friends, close friends. If I could talk to her, she just might be able to break out long enough to give me the formula.
What do we have to lose? Go ahead. Oh, wait. She always works in that thinking room.
Yeah.
Trying to fix a technical problem. I don't know if I'm streaming right now.
Terrible for me to belabor you at this time. But you know how important the formula is.
What are you doing? Everything's a rainbow wheel on this screen it won't let me out of.
Please, try. Try. Right.
Oh, it says, are you sure you want to exit while live?
Right for me, Rachel.
That's a good sign.
The formula, Rachel.
same. Shirley, all the arrangements have been made as you requested. Mr. Harrison, I know at this point you don't care about formula, shields, or national security. You want your wife back. I can't save her unless you help me. Your daughter is dead. Your wife is alive. She needs you desperately. You've got to help her.
How can I? She won't listen. She won't even look at me.
Nor me. That's why I want you to tell me about her.
Tell you what?
Well, anything that pops into your mind. Everything. Your childhood.
She had no childhood.
Oh? Why not?
Because she was a prodigy and she had a mother. Bad enough for any child to have an unhappy, fiercely ambitious woman for mother, but Rachel's a genius, a real one.
Her mother exploited her?
She was a teacher in high school algebra. She couldn't go any further herself, so she hitched her wagon to her daughter. She all but destroyed her. Oh, kept her working, studying.
Okay, it looks like I'm live. I'm just having tech trouble,
She showed her off, had her performing like a trained seal. Feats of memory.
which may not impact the stream too bad.
Rachel wound up hating her.
She told you this herself?
I don't think that was fair. I tried to break that box like 5 times. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Cried like a baby.
You are not sending me back to this room. No.
Tell me about the dolls.
Yes, they are.
Just as the words tumbled out.
They're like, this gauntlet is fun. Let's just make them do it over and over with one horrible puzzle at the end that I can't deal with. Ugh. Suddenly, picket fences can no longer stop me.
We were married 8 years before we had Shirley.
Electric lights.
Like a gift of God. Rachel wanted her to have all
Those are total orc tactics. This is Lord of the Rings.
Shirley is the soul. Name, country, but a whole biography of the country. They used to sit for hours and stories about the doll. Then she was pressured into this job.
You still
For the
alive?
past few months, she's had to devote more and more time to that blackboard and
less and less to Shirley.
For 6 months, Shirley wanted a Hawaiian doll. Rachel didn't have the time to make it.
Oh, the room with the ceiling spikes. That's Indiana Jones, but that's also Resident Evil 1.
My word. You truly are as strong as they say.
Rachel.
Oh, there's 2 boxes.
Sometimes lets you get away. Gotta keep Donna in the row entertained. So now it's time for the...
Sometimes, to know, to understand the psychodynamics, the reason...
How many times am I going to die here before I... Are those boxes unhelpful, is the thing.
To begin with,
okay.
the stress of work, the guilt for neglecting your child and your husband, the fear of losing their love, all these contributed. But when you were dealt a terrible blow and being told your daughter was dead...
Jesus Christ!
Of course. But there's something more. Through your daughter, you have been living the childhood you
Very
denied.
nice, Ethan.
Your child and your childhood died so you could live. That's true? It is true, isn't it? You have a husband who needs you now more than ever. You have a country that needs the special knowledge that's yours and yours alone. You are alive and you are needed. Your
You're
daughter
still
is dead.
alive?
You are alive. Sometimes to know and to understand is to be
Shit!
My word. You truly are as strong as they say. So, you didn't think I'd let you get away, did you?
Break it.
Gotta keep
Break it. Break it. Break it. Break it.
Now it's time.
It's a trick. It's a trick.
Joe slim back to reality immediately.
Okay, I have to ask for a hint, like in the olden days with Nintendo Power.
I'm a physician. I'm not a soldier. I'll proceed in the manner I think best for my patients. Is that clear? Electric shock treatment is out of the question in this case. Why? Because it destroys recent memory. Invariably? Invariably. All memory of the 2 or 3 days immediately preceding the treatment.
Colonel, I just got the report from the lab on the blackboard. And? Hopeless.
No. There may be another way.
I am dead.
Now, Rachel, I want you to listen to me carefully.
Okay.
You hear only my voice. Nod if you hear me. Rachel.
Ooh, my MB Alec shared a Facebook story. You have to see what it is.
Nothing easy. Your name. What is your name?
Okay. And maybe I can change this so that it's Is my live stream frozen?
I know you can do it. Tell me your full name. Yes, Rachel, yes. Well, we've lost.
So I have so much that the computer is trying to do. Mouse clicks just don't work and it slows me down.
It's going to work. No drugs. It's going to take time.
Click. Okay. That fixed it. But is the stream frozen anyway, so what's the point?
I just wanted to reassure you again. Your wife will get the finest care at the Institute. And I'll spend every free hour I have.
Okay. Looks like I might be safe for now. And then Streamlabs is still frozen on the login screen.
It's like a notebook.
Escape. Cancel.
Well, open it, man. Open it.
Okay. Whatever. Oh, hints. Well, let's go to Bing for fancy hints.
Give me that package. Give it to me.
And this actually won't be dead air. I'm going to do hints in a way where you can participate and see how I'm getting help. The first time I've resorted to outside help. I opened one box, nothing. What if you just, stay away from the blades as long as possible? You're still going to die, right?
I have a present.
I don't want to trial and error because I don't see a lot to do. I look behind me, I look up.
It's from Shirley. Go ahead.
Oh, Microsoft is talking to me about Resident Evil and Taxi Driver. No, not a good. You start sending out the dark stuff like the Resident Evil and Microsoft plays ball for better or worse. I feel such a sense of accomplishment with this episode. Like, it could end at any time. We met Lady Montesquieu and the daughters and their creepers. Well-dressed creepers. But it's a weird Zen theater zone that you get into. Like, I'm so tired. The only thing I want to do unwind is watch Barbara Stanwyck and get farther into this game because it's really fun once I get past this room. And this is a good... Okay. So I go voice. Okay. It's necessary, I think, for software reasons to pause Stanwyck. Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, Bennett. Afternoon. What's on your mind this?
Okay, I'm currently filming a Zen Theater Live After Dark episode, and I need hints for how to escape the Spinning Blades death trap in Resident Evil Village with Lady Montesquieu. And also, I want you to kind of do like kind of a deep dive for the audience as the humor style Philomena Cunk, letting them know what we're up to in Resident Evil Village.
Right. You're caught in Lady Dimitrescu's spinning blade death trap in Resident Evil Village. Never a dull moment, right?
Right.
Here's the deal.
Sorry, I was agreeing with you. Please continue. Sorry, I interrupted you. Will you please tell me about Resident Evil Village and the spinning death trap? I should just do this outside of voice mode. This is... Oh. Okay. I guess voice mode is a work in progress, at least when it's on my device. Oh, I'm blamed. Although it was going fine. I should hit the refresh button. I just confused it by interrupting. Oh, it is dead air. Okay. In the humor style of Philomena Cunk, since we are playing now live, could you address the audience with a humor essay explaining this early horror part of Resident Evil Village, and please include how to avoid the spinning blades death trap. Stupid death trap. Okay, while we wait, we can do more Barbara Stanwyck. We're almost to the end of this episode.
Give her a few minutes, gentlemen, and she'll tell you what you want to know.
Right. Does it read it aloud after it's written it? No, it doesn't. So okay. But this is kind of like an intermission. We're all resting right now, if you can hear me. In fact, I should have angelic music playing. Hang on. Angel music and angel advertisements. Angelic music to attract angels. Okay. At the risk of further overloading the computer, we're doing Balaboka because Bing won't do voice chat unless you're in that dynamic voice chat mode. I guess I could just do some kind of text-to-speech keyboard shortcut. But I have faith in Balaboka this time, I guess. Oh. Cheers. Oh, Balaboka is open. This is life progress. Oh, it's open twice. It's like the delayed reaction of happiness. Save changes? No. No. You're open twice. Oh, gosh. Slow devices stress me so much. And when I have a billion tabs open, I guess I bring it on myself. Now I got a rainbow wheel on Balaboka. I could just read it out loud by now. Shoot. Talk about a low-tech solution. All right, gather round, brave souls. In the enchanted, twisted world of Resident Evil Village, our heroic journey starts in a quaint village. Quaint if you consider Gothic Nightmare a design aesthetic. Let's see. Picture this. It's all sinister shadows, whispering winds, and the kind of real estate that would make you question the benefits of indoor plumbing. Now, imagine being cheerfully welcomed by Lady Dimitrescu. She is of the formidable height and fashionable hat. You're thinking, yes, vampires do have their charm. That's kind of a plot spoiler, but what kind of a werewolf runs a castle? Let's be real. But like any good hostess, she has laid out a series of delightful traps to make you feel right at home, starting with the spinning blade death trap. Well, not counting the gauntlet of pain and the ceiling spikes. It's a room that practically screams only those with lightning reflexes survive here. Reflexes? What do I do? When you enter the blender of doom, crouch down into the small alcove just behind you. Timing is crucial. Move swiftly and cautiously. I did look behind me. I guess I just didn't look closely enough. I looked, but I did not observe. Secondly, disable the menacing blades by interacting with the mechanical bits and bobs in the room beyond. Remember, this isn't just survival, it's a dance with danger. Stay light on your feet and keep your eyes sharp. As our adventure unfolds, expect more delights like this. Waltzing through haunted hallways, dodging deadly decor, and questioning every life choice that led you to this moment. Welcome to Resident Evil Village, where every step is a new horror, and every escape is a tale for the ages. And there you have it, a whimsical dive into terror, Philomena Cunk style. Keep those reflexes sharp and your spirit uncrushed. So that was great humor. I liked it. But unless you specifically prompt her to mention blokes at the pub or packets of crisps, sometimes she doesn't mention those. So sometimes you have to kind of not just refer to Philomena Cunk's general style, but kind of get her to follow in the footsteps of some of her most random epic moments, because sometimes she just goes off the rails. And is it improvised or is it a stunt? But it's memorable. And if you just tell the AI to follow Philomena Cunk's general style, then it doesn't recreate those lightning in a bottle moments quite. It does in its own way, but it doesn't. It won't specifically recreate a blokes at the pub reference unless you specifically prompt it to. At least not necessarily. But if you say lots of, silly, snacking British references, then you'll get blokes at the pub and also names of food and verbs you've never heard of. Okay, let's do this. Boom. Oh no. I warned you about the angelic advertisements. Okay, there we go. Shall we give it another try?
All right.
Ah! Jesus Christ! So, I don't think he's going to yell that again, because I think I'm going to survive with that tip, maybe. There's an alcove behind me, which makes sense. They're crawling up the walls. That is total Lord of the Rings.
And tell me which one you'd like best. I appreciate your comments. Join us again next week. Good night.
So, this game is introducing so many, impossible to kill bad guys who are both like fighters.
You're still alive? Impressive.
Like, this game is going to have some more boss encounters. You just know it. There's too many interesting bad guys with special powers. I'm going to have to fight them.
You truly are as strong as they say.
Okay, alcove. Cheating. Those boxes are distractions.
You didn't think I'd let you get away.
I don't see an alcove behind me.
Donna and Moreau entertained. So now it's time for the beautiful, blood-soaked grand finale.
Did you know paying your bills on time raises your credit score, right?
Nothing like fresh American ground beef.
Being told by the big credit companies. Fall for any of these 3 lies, and it doesn't matter what
Still
you do.
alive.
720 and above will be a long, hard...
It says I have to disable it. Is it coming back?
In fact, 353 million Americans with a credit score of
Oh, those
720.
freaks.
Probably because you've unknowingly fallen for one
Monies.
3 deadly lies that the big credit companies want you to believe. Not only are these lies
Ammunition.
wrong, and not only do they make
That'll help if I see an army of monsters with bows and arrows.
fall for them, and they'll send your scores spiraling in the wrong direction. Because during 5 long years working inside the credit industry, I saw countless
Maybe I'll put a landmine down for Lady Montesquieu.
which is why right now I'm going to expose these 3
I don't even know.
tell you exactly
I don't read the letter sequence enough to know if I'm pronouncing that right. But I could probably pronounce it a little better if I read the words more slowly. Oh no. More spikes in the skeleton. This looks dangerous.
It doesn't even matter if your score is stuck in the 500s or below right now. This trick takes advantage of a little
Light on your feet. It's a dance with danger.
The consumer credit
Okay.
laws. So it's legally guaranteed to work for you. Believe me when I say implement this trick, and you'll find yourself soaring right through this
I'm alive.
in the credit system, where you can watch in amazement as your scores go to the moon in as little as days. So please.
People out there, do you need help making advertisements that don't suck? I am offering my services.
Barbara Stanwyck Show.
Good evening. Tonight, Orgasm Playhouse presents a gripping story about a woman lawyer and her fight for justice in that most poignant of all litigation, a contest for the custody of a baby. Joseph Cotton is the guest star.
This
with
won't be
Elaine
upsetting.
cast as the young mother. Margaret Fitz, Leonard Proskins, and
You unlocked it. No crap.
And David Lowell Rich directed.
Why don't they just show the door swinging open
The Hitchhiker.
and not have the text saying, "Oh, you unlocked it"? Hello. And for you. Wah!
Can we call somebody for you?
Doesn't yellow tape mean I can break it? Because I want the crank.
We can't just let her lie here. Could you
Are you worth a bullet? Okay. Thanks for sharing the crank.
Who are you?
I'm Maggie McClay. Now, you just rest quietly. The doctor will be here in a few minutes.
My baby. Where is he?
He's right there.
He's my baby. Mine. She will not have him. Tell her this. Tell her to leave me alone.
Tell who?
The old missus. You know.
No, I don't know. I don't even know your name. Oh, Brad, thank you for coming.
Hello, Maggie.
This is Dr. Lee.
Oh, how are you, young lady? You make a practice of passing out at street corners, huh?
Can I see you outside a minute? You know that girl is Maggie?
No, she won't tell me her name, but there's something strange about her.
There certainly is. You know how much is in here? 62 cents. Take a look at that. It's a hospital ID bracelet.
Freeland.
Brian Freeland's widow.
But that's ridiculous. The Freelands have millions.
It fits. Right accent, right age.
The upstairs maid.
And the backstairs
I've
baby.
been waiting for you, Mr. Winters.
How do you know my name?
Anyone who is anyone has heard of the likes of you.
It's a merchant.
A hero searching for his daughter. Though I must say
I can profit off of this situation. It's a lawyer.
So do you.
I am but a humble merchant.
I called it.
Oh, forgive my manners. Call me the Duke. Now to business. Weapons, ammunition, healing salves, anything you desire, I can provide.
So, does the vampire allow this merchant to, like, arm her enemies? Just to give them a sporting chance? Like, it seems like this is contrary to her interests.
She married old Tess Freeland's son.
Grandson. But what on earth is Brian Freeland's widow doing hitching rides in the middle of the night with only 62 cents?
Well, perhaps old Tess refuses to pay off.
Oh, she can't legally.
When you're Tess Freeland, you can do anything legal.
Well,
Why not just sell them all?
Maggie, can you cope with a baby for at least a week?
Yes,
Oh, come on. I'm trying to write a book.
What's the matter with her?
When she wakes up, feed her. I doubt if she's had a square meal in a week.
What about the baby?
Oh, fat and fine.
Right,
But
that's
the
my
mother-
stuff. What's your stuff?
I think I'm about to get mad.
Brad, why don't you go home?
Gunsmithy and supplies. So healing or weapons?
I don't write pulp romances.
Good night, Brad.
Anytime, Maggie. You can't ever tell when I might need a good-looking lawyer.
Level 2 power.
Night.
For 6,000. How much do I have? 3,000.
How does
4,000.
Tess Freeland sleep at night?
Oh, Tess Freeland's
Faster.
In there before Brad came, the girl said to me, tell the
So
old
you can
sister
spend a
to
bunch
leave
of
me
money
alone.
so you waste your ammo faster.
She said
Or you can save up for more power, which is like the only thing that helps.
She's been in hiding. She's scared.
of Tess Freeland.
Of course.
Maybe she's right. If I had something that Tess Freeland
This
wanted,
power is even more, although, why do you need more power on the shotgun when dealing with those little goons? I'll save that upgrade for when I'm rich and I want to take down a boss character.
Start. We'd like to know your name.
The only thing, what is that?
Anna Bondra.
Now that's good, you can hold more
This is
stuff.
silly. We know who you are.
Why do you have me here for
Recipe for shotgun ammo for 3,000.
Freeland, no, we have you here because
Sniper
you want
rifle ammo.
Why?
Because you need it.
There must be more open world areas than just the field if there's a sniper rifle in this
It's
game.
bringing an action to game.
I know that.
I think a recipe for shotgun shells would help me so
I had
much.
no money.
Couldn't you find a job?
I was afraid to try. I saw a few things. My baby was never hungry. The old woman thinks I'm not fit. Therefore, she will take him away from me.
And
No one can take
shotgun ammo, how much does it include?
Because she's rich.
Stock 5, and you have 3. So it's like shotgun ammo.
Anna, where were you born?
It's 1,000 for how much? How much money do I have?
Have you ever wondered why some people
Oh.
seemingly attract wealth, love, and success while others struggle endlessly? Dr. Rivers has uncovered a powerful method.
It's
that-
about perspective, dude. You are the wealth, power, and the success and happiness and joy. You are the light. What's
Didn't
this?
I read something about your coming from Germany?
Air trigger.
Germany?
Never mind. It's easy.
Rapid fire shotgun for 8,000. They're gonna have to start giving me a lot of rare treasures if they want me to buy any of this stuff later on.
Anything you can tell us about yourself, your past life.
There's nothing to tell. It's
1,000 for a first aid kit. That's nonsense.
Well, Anna, all this is silly. Now, you were born in Czechoslovakia.
Oh, I see.
My
So
father
you
had
could
a
sell a weapon and
sold
then...
antiques.
So if you sell a weapon, you'd have a lot of cash to upgrade the other one a little bit.
They
Okay.
took everything he had. Everything.
Please come again.
They had the
Please
power to
be
do it,
here.
And so they did it. The old woman.
She has the power to do it also. And she's going to use it when she wishes.
But she has the power to do good, too. Now, her fund, the Freeland Fund, that brought you over here, didn't it?
Why don't you let me alone? Why do you ask me these questions?
Well, I'm sorry. I thought...
Blade Runner.
I jumped
Oh,
to the
no.
conclusion that you
What?
might want me to help you.
Where'd he go?
Well, as I told you yesterday,
Oh, no.
I'd like very much to defend
Oh,
you against this action.
the camera isn't inverted because people are dumb and they've never played a flight simulator in their lives. Okay. It looks like, who is it? Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, no, Mr. Fitzgibbon. There's not a chance of an out-of-court settlement. You're
This
asking
is
my
election-related
client to sacrifice
suddenly.
which he naturally
And look
refuses
at,
to do.
no shoes
Well,
for
thank
him.
you. I look forward to seeing you at the hearing, too.
Okay.
And licking the pants off you.
The horse!
Freeland's attorney?
Hello, horse.
Well, I think it's all set.
Of course. Did you think I changed my mind?
Change it? You're not even using it, darling. This girl has hooked you by appealing to your emotions. Your generosity, your divine compassion, all these things I love in you. But they don't take the place of common sense.
You don't like Anna, do you?
No. She's cold, she's hard, she's evasive.
But she's devoted to that baby. She's
Tired, I'm tired, I'm tired.
A mother cat would do the same. Besides, you don't like her any better than I do.
Well, this isn't a charm contest. It's a matter of simple justice.
As a matter of simple justice, wouldn't the child be better off with old Tess?
Why? Because of her millions?
She's got more than millions. She's got integrity. Maggie, I just don't trust that girl.
Could Rose be here?
Anna, for heaven's sake. Oh,
it was not clean.
It must be clean. You scrubbed it at least 50 times.
I've been here for 3 weeks. I must do something.
I know the waiting's been hard, but it's almost over. The hearing has been moved up to tomorrow.
Hello.
Tomorrow?
3 little maids all in a row. And you have chosen the queen.
The country is good for babies, yes?
Oh, you don't have much confidence in me, do you?
They've grown up interesting style. Too much brain mold in all this.
No. Now you're going to keep your baby just as sure as the Lord made little apples.
Funny. Always I feel I'm older than you.
Well, we'll
Oh, this will be fun. I guess this is why they shouldn't make those seals to get into the castle so easy.
I'm afraid I'm not your boy. Huh? I tried to tell you about that girl, and you wouldn't buy it. Now you're going to find out I'm right.
I love how this castle is so calm and peaceful. Like nothing dangerous is going to happen in here. This looks like a fall through the floor moment. Ugh. Monies.
Would you do it?
Oh, I get it. He's had
It's easy mode. Why isn't it giving me like 2,000 instead of like 300?
Either that or dump you. If Arthur has to choose
Where's
between
my
you and
Monopoly
survival,
money?
where do you think he'll jump?
What do you mean, survival?
Freeland money built the city, you know that. How many people here are going to
Electricity, where's the
Freeland to
switch?
do business with some firm that's bucking him?
I'll resign.
Resign. Then what? You'll never do another nickel's worth of business in the state? You lose everything you've worked for all your life. You lose your case, too.
You're pretty sure of that, aren't you?
You're up against a woman who's never failed to get anything she wanted. You think she'll fail now that the stake is her own grandson? That child is her immortality.
Ah, but you've overlooked one small point. The law doesn't happen to be on her side.
The law happens to be on the side of power. Them as has gifts.
Don't say that to me.
Get off your high horse. I'm telling you the facts of the world we live in.
Not the world I live in. The fact in my life is what it says on the Supreme Court building. Equal justice under law.
Ah, fine, handsome
Well, it's
slogan.
what this country...
We have seen this one. I thought it was like them piling on the legal drama, but
It's very noble, very courageous.
walking into a buzzsaw, we just had to do that like 4 times in a row. The coincidences just pile up here in Zen Theater Live After Dark. Thank you for your support. Let's see. Big Jake. Along the Barbary.
For a long time, haven't you?
You must know,
A man is game. Okay. I'm not memorizing these titles exactly, so it might take me a few minutes to spot a rerun. especially while I'm focusing on this action-packed castle. Watch this. Oh, the chaos. That's a perfectly logical place to keep your
Good evening.
ammunition.
Tonight we place our tongue in cheek and present a gentle spoof of the Old West.
Yay! It's a Western.
Every man is a fast-draw gunslinger, and every lady works in the saloon. David Harmon and Albert Blanco for teleplay, and
That's where the ladies work. At least the one the men's know about. Because that's where the men are hanging out.
And now in just 60 seconds, the first act of A Man's Game. In the old days, around 1950, Hollywood used to make westerns about Indians.
Oh, is she progressive now?
Then the Indians gave way to cattle drives and cattle rustlers. But lately, the cattle in turn have retired in favor of the gunslinger.
So we kill all the animals, then we try to raise them and fail, and then we just end up shooting each other.
The gunslinger is
Evolution in the Old West.
just riding through, minding his own business, until he
That's
runs
what
into
happens
an
when you
old
move
kid
civilization
with a
into an area,
The kid
apparently.
calls him Yellow, so naturally he has to shoot the kid. And then he's disgusted. He hangs up his guns, changes his name, and goes west, somewhere beyond his reputation.
What will you have, Senor Stockton?
Whiskey.
Ben Stockton, is that you, Ben?
Hello, Billy.
They probably met in Dodge City.
There's labyrinths, I knew it.
Looks like you got yourself a predicament.
Yeah, I guess I have. You got a mind to help me out?
I don't know. This just might be your fight.
Well, now, what do you know?
There's 4 labyrinths. There's a water wheel labyrinth. There's a castle labyrinth. And an iron tower. And the house on the hill. What about the windmill? And so he designed them. A heretic. And then he killed himself. Page 1 of 2. Oh, each labyrinth requires a metal ball. Each one contains crystallized human remains, which are said to be the 4 beloved wives.
Thanks, Ben.
So each labyrinth is a grave of a crystallized wife. If a crystallized skull gets you money, you probably have to do these labyrinths to get tons of money. And maybe some key items or something, I don't know. Is there any reason to raid the tomb except to get money to buy guns?
I'm sick of killing kids.
Notice that old man with his white kitten named Snowflake?
Aha!
There's always an old man in Western. Sometimes he's a doctor, but in this case, he's Judge Franklin. We'll see him again in about a year in the Oklahoma Territory where the buffalo roam. Sure enough, there's Snowflake.
Dude.
So the judge must be here, too.
Oh.
Yes, sir, here he is. And here's our gunslinger. Look.
Oh, lots of doors in this one I haven't even checked. Or are they all locked?
What happened, Whedon?
Mask the angel's blinded gaze.
Fine thing. Getting so of a man or beast ain't
What is going on?
anymore.
Hello? What? Those are vampire moves.
Where else? In my saloon, Ace Hubbard. What was all the shooting?
Red Quincy.
What was he shooting at?
Snowflake. Never always up there. Been a bad experience for you.
This is way too rough.
And that poor Englishman just trying to sell shotguns. They aren't men, they're Gila monsters.
Calm down.
Well, what's going to become of us? Families are leaving town every week. Look at that mirror. They're expensive. I have...
Now, let's take a look at him. Well, Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games, did you? Let's see how special you
Yes, Mother. Yes,
Starting to go a little stale.
This monster devours man's flesh quickly, Mother. I am the one who captured him.
Now, daughters. First, I must inform Mother Miranda.
Mother Miranda isn't Lady Montes.
There will be enough for everyone. Put him up. Oh, be careful what you wish for, Ethan Winters.
Oh my gosh, she's so much taller than they are.
What are you doing?
I don't think these daughters have good intentions. Anything interesting in the room to look at? Ooh, how's my wedding ring doing? Ugh. Can't see. So I'm on it's not tenterhooks. What do they call them? Oh, the fire. But it corrects it so you can't leave the screen on the fire. You can't just set it there. It always comes back to normal. Let's see here.
I gotta get out of here before they come back.
What? Or else what? We get another scene? He's bluffing. Let me see. Well, that was an interesting episode, as good as they've ever been, if I do say so myself. If you're hearing this now, I love the support on screen and off, and I hope you had a great time. I hope you enjoyed the Philomena Cunk commentary when we summoned it from the digital abyss, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the spookiness. Although I thought some of Barbara Stanwyck's performances were more terrifying. Although it's a different kind of terrifying because she didn't do on-screen vampirism. Begin by simply listening. Slow down. See just how peaceful today can be. I have been your host, your obedient servant, Sebastian St. Seraphine Smalls. It has been my honor to be with you here today. I hope you had a great time, like I said. And catch you guys, as always, as a matter of course. Catch you guys on the flip side. Okay. You keep trying. Let me know how that goes. Not sure where Festus went, but Festus sends its love. So, because Streamlabs is acting up, just imagine there's a screen that says, may the blessing of elves, men, and all free folk go with you. May the stars shine upon your faces. All right? Thank you so much, you guys. Catch you next time.